Let's take you to the Eastern Cape now in Mthatha, where officials from the Tambo and King Sabata Dalindyebo municipalities in the province have been visiting various centers that are housing flood victims. Their visits following concerns, of course, over the allocation of relief aid. Newzroom Afrika's Liyema Vumisa is following that story and joins us now for more. Liyema, you have, I believe, the MEC of Kokta, Zolile Williams, with you shortly, just as he emerged from that oversight visit inside that hall where you are.
That's right, Bravo. You're the MSc of Cooperative Governance, and of course, the Traditional Affairs MSc Zolile Williams has undertook this oversight visit to various centers here in Mthatha. Right now, we are at the Bambanani Hall, one of those centers housing the affected flood victims. But just to elaborate really on what he seems as the assessment on the ground on these various centers, let's speak to him now. MSc Williams, thank you very much for your time. You have been visiting these centers today primarily to conduct oversight. What seems to have been the assessment thus far?
Well, thank you very much for having us. And the assessment so far is that there are still service delivery challenges. You have heard and listened to the communities complaining about water. And the other important thing is that in others, there were challenges of mattresses that are still lacking, but we are seemingly finding that there are opportunities that are coming to these centers just to benefit all the material we're providing and disappear afterwards. You've also heard that there are corrupt tendencies that have also cropped up where some of the people that may have been allocated to stay in the BNB may not be the actual beneficiaries. Because in the center, the Bambanani Center, we have since found that the real beneficiaries are still remaining in the center because they've got genuine issues to raise to say we can't leave our kids when they were supposed to attend school to the BNB because it will be far for the kids. But now that schools are closed, we are ready to be moved. However, the challenge we're facing is that our houses, there's criminality that is cropping up where there's theft of all the things that they have, so they can't live as on the basis of that. So we are going to scrutinize, therefore, those people that are allocated to the BNB as to who actually are those people, so that we don't actually allow scammers to scam government out of this whole process. But so far, I seem not to find anything around their care as it relates to health, because mobile services are being provided to them. Food is also catered to them. And I've seen that because it's cold, it's winter, heaters are being provided to them. And it's only that people are allocated in a mass care center. It won't be as comfortable as if you are at home. So we kind of accept that situation. But we're making a call to them to say, those who've got houses that have been flooded but are in a state where we can repair them so that they can be usable again, we would encourage those ones to go back home. We will fix those houses through our own program from human settlements so that those houses can be habitable again. And there's a package linked to that, is that when we take you back home after repairing the house, there's a package of 1 month's grocery. And our sponsors have also indicated to us that all the utensils that a family uses, your cups, stoves, and all the electrical equipment, they've already some sponsored us with those. So we would want those startups to be given to those families, because we don't want many people to reside in the care center. But it's critical to understand that our taking them back to homes is not in areas that are below the flood line. There's an assessment that is currently ongoing to ensure that those people, when they get back to homes that are safe, where they can reside without expectation of floods again to overcome them. So that's things that we're working on as we are here today.
I understand you did make communication with regards to the land issue that is going to be provided to those then after that assessment has been conducted are found to be in low-lying areas. Has that land been bought? Is the construction of the temporary shelters underway? And how are you going to ensure that the rightful beneficiaries are the ones that are going to be housed there?
Yeah, I think there's an obvious desperation for land by many of our communities. Now, if there's an opportunity, sometimes wrong people would want to benefit even before the actual beneficiaries. So it's a matter that our records should be properly kept, because we're since finding that in these centers, numbers are fluctuating. You know, when we are coming or sponsors are coming, numbers increase. But when they have to sleep, numbers go down. So we're watching that space and we're going to deal with it, because we have been informed by those communities that they are unhappy with other people coming to benefit when they not even residing in those areas. So the land, we have got it. We've got the land. The council has decided last Friday. And what we're busy with now is to ensure that environmental impact study is quickly undertaken for that land. And the Department of Environmental Affairs is busy with that. Once we're given a go-ahead to construct, we are going to ensure that the services like your water, because now, once you allocate people there, they will demand water, they will demand sanitation, but they will also demand refuse removal and all that. So those issues we would want to ensure that they are available once I'm giving that period of planning and starting construction, because we have not yet started even with TRUs. That's why we want those who can go back home and homes are safely located in terms of zoning schemes, we would construct immediately the TRUs. But those who are still to be allocated in the greenfields area, those ones we must do the leg work so that the planning is proper.
Thank you very much, MEC. Unfortunately, we're out of time. That is, of course, the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, MEC Zolile Williams, of course, mentioning that they remain committed then to assist some of those flood victims, and also that plans are underway. He is going to head then to the different other centers and visit there and do monitoring and oversight and perform his oversight to ensure that the conditions the people are finding themselves in these halls are in fact habitable. Of course, making promises there about moving them to those temporary shelters. The 30 days is going to lapse. The question then would become, is he in fact going to keep to his promises after 30 days?
I guess that indeed is the question, because for weeks on end now we've been told that there are service delivery charges and people have been complaining about them. The MSC just said there are also corrupt tendencies that have cropped up. People who are benefiting who are not supposed to be benefiting, but of course nothing is being done about it, even though there are all these oversight visits day in and day out, which have been going on for a good couple of weeks now. Hopefully, at some point, they will not only put a finger on it, but will bring the culprits to book and help the people who are deserving the help that the government is supposed to.